2025 NFL Week 5 injury news. Tyreek Hill, Malik Nabers out for the season, Ricky Pearsall, Bucky Irving uncertain, and more. Injuries are piling up as the 2025 NFL season enters Week 5 as the NFL's focus shifts towards the upcoming matchups in the NFL. There is plenty going on as far as NFL Week 5 injuries are concerned. Through the first 4 weeks, we have already seen numerous starters sidelined either for a few weeks or for the entire season due to injuries. Thus, let us take a look at the injury concerns teams will be monitoring ahead of Week 5. Also, we will go over the top wide receivers who suffered season-ending injuries during their Week 4 matches. Season-ending injuries suffered by Tyreek Hill and Malik Nabers. Last week was a horrendous one for the Miami Dolphins and New York Giants fans, as both teams lost their top wide receivers for the season. The Dolphins played the New York Jets in their Week 4 matchup, and wideout Tyreek Hill left the game in the third quarter as he was tackled near the sideline with his leg pointing the wrong direction. Latest updates indicate that Hill underwent successful knee surgery after tearing his ACL and multiple ligaments, but will miss the rest of the season as he starts the healing process. The New York Giants also lost Malik Nabers last week in their game against the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert took a deep shot with 6 minutes to go for halftime in the direction of Nabers. As the second-year receiver jumped to get the ball, his knee seemed to have given way, and Nabers was in clear pain after he landed. Updates reveal that Nabers has also torn his ACL and will miss the remainder of the season. NFL Week 5 injuries being evaluated ahead of Week 5. Other injury concerns that are not season-ending but need to be monitored ahead of the Week 5 slate of games are as follows. Ricky Pearsall, Wr. San Francisco's wide receiver, Ricky Pearsall, is currently uncertain for the 49ers' upcoming game against the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday Night Football, TNF. Pearsall is said to have suffered a minor PCL injury during last week's game against the Jaguars, making his status unlikely for the Rams game tomorrow. Brock Purdy, QB. Sticking with the 49ers, starting quarterback Brock Purdy is also uncertain to play the next game. Purdy had already missed weeks 2 and 3 due to turf toe and shoulder injuries, but he seems to be facing discomfort with the toe once again after the Week 4 game against the Jaguars. Bucky Irving, RB. Tampa Bay Buccaneers running back Bucky Irving's status for the upcoming game also remains uncertain. The second-year running back apparently suffered an injury to his ankle or foot during the Buccaneers' Week 4 loss to the Eagles. As per the latest update, Irving is gathering medical opinions, and although he has not been ruled out yet, his status remains questionable. Lamar Jackson, QB. Lamar Jackson suffered a hamstring injury during last week's game against the Chiefs. How exactly the injury took place is unknown, but Jackson exited the game early, and it seems that he is due to miss the next couple of weeks of action at the very least. Joe Alt, OT. Chargers left tackle Joe Alt is expected to miss multiple weeks after suffering from a high ankle sprain against the Giants this past week. Although his exact timeline for return is unknown, he is more than likely to miss the next game against the Commanders. Terrion Arnold, CB. Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold is suffering from a shoulder injury, one that he sustained last week against the Browns. As per the latest update from head coach Dan Campbell, Arnold's injury is not that serious, but his participation this week could be in question. Darnell Mooney, WR. Falcons wide receiver Darnell Mooney exited Atlanta's game against the Washington Commanders following a hamstring injury. According to NFL insider Ian Rappaport, Mooney is unlikely to miss any games as the Falcons have their bye in Week 5, and the receiver should be ready to go for the Week 6 game against the Bills. Marlon Humphrey, CB. Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey suffered a calf injury against the Chiefs in Week 4 and exited the game early. As per Ian Rappaport, Humphrey is likely going to miss a couple of weeks. Cedric Tillman, WR. Browns wide receiver Cedric Tillman is yet another player currently suffering from a hamstring injury. Head coach Kevin Stefanski announced that he will miss multiple weeks, which means Tillman won't be suiting up for the game against the Vikings in the UK. Injuries have started piling up for teams, and that has caused everyone to alter their plans based on the players they are missing currently. The physicality of the game is the major contributing factor to most of the injuries. It will be interesting to see how teams tackle their injury woes as the season continues. The 2025 NFL season has barely caught its stride, Yet Week 5 has already delivered the kind of crushing injury news that can reshape the playoff landscape. What was supposed to be a weekend of highlight plays and divisional showdowns turned into one of the most devastating stretches of injuries in recent memory. Tyreek Hill, the Cheetahs' season ends. The headline that stunned the league came from Miami. Tyreek Hill is out for the season. Hill, whose nickname Cheetah defines both his speed and his larger-than-life persona, suffered what appeared to be a routine fall in the second quarter against the Jets. He went down untouched, clutching his leg, and the silence that fell over Hard Rock Stadium was deafening. Hours later, the Dolphins confirmed every fan's nightmare. Hill had torn ligaments that will sideline him until 2026. The Dolphins' offense, once feared for its blistering speed, now looks shockingly vulnerable. Without Hill stretching defenses, Jalen Waddle becomes the focal point, but opponents can game plan differently. Miami, who began the season with Super Bowl aspirations, suddenly faces an identity crisis. Hill addressed fans in an emotional social media post. "This is tough. This hurts more than I can explain. But I'll be back. Cheetah, don't slow down. This is just a pit stop." His words bring hope, but there's no sugarcoating it. Losing Hill changes everything for Miami. Malik Nabers, Giants' rising star, cut short. If the Dolphins' loss wasn't heartbreaking enough, the Giants' rookie phenom Malik Nabers also saw his season end in Week 5. The 2024 first-round pick had been nothing short of electric, already looking like a cornerstone of New York's offense. But during a contested catch attempt against Washington, Nabers landed awkwardly on his shoulder. The diagnosis: season-ending shoulder surgery. For a team already starving for playmakers, Nabers' injury is devastating. The Giants' passing game, which finally seemed to have found its spark with Nabers, is now left searching for answers. Head coach Brian Daboll admitted, "You don't replace a guy like Malik. You just don't. You adjust, you fight, and you move forward." This injury could ripple beyond 2025. Nabers was being groomed as the face of the Giants' rebuild. His absence leaves a glaring hole in both the stat sheet and the team's spirit.